anyone who's made money on that fucking frog coin should get the fuck off my Twitter follower page immediately, goddamn! Goddamn, you are the reason that crypto isn't fucking made fun of! Because of fucking frog coins! Don't you get it? Don't you get it? Crypto is serious! We need to maintain a fucking serious image, and if the best performing assets in our industry are fucking right-wing Nazi coins, then we're all fucking doomed! So if you bought into the Pepe Frog meme coin, and you made money, just know that you are the fucking problem! You fucked over retail, you bent over someone, and took their goddamn liquidity for lunch! God damn it! God damn it! Fuck you! Fuck you, Pepe Coin!
Okay, I didn't know there were that many F words in that. I don't know if YouTube's gonna ban us for it, but hey, what's going on? It's a Tuesday episode. We're a little bit early today. Thank you for joining us. We got a lot of stuff to touch on. Gift dressed up for me today. This is the first polo shirt that you have ever seen Gifted wear on this channel. So thank you so much, first of all, for just dressing up for us today.
Well, I didn't shave. I had to do something. Should I button it up too? That was
all the way.
Button it all the way up. All right. We're professionals.
I see that.
You know, we take ourselves very serious. Crypto is serious. Okay.
Is that like your speaker shirt? Like, did you get to be a speaker at NFT NYC and they were like, here, have this beautiful shirt, this $20
actually
Izod?
Speakers don't get this shirt. They're not that cool. You have to actually work the event and do something at the event to get one of these shirts. So actually, shout out to my boy Waleed who gave this to me. He helped out on NFT NYC a year or two ago, and then he was just like, you know what? I don't need this. Doesn't really fit me. You want it? And I was like, fuck yeah, I want it. So I also didn't work on it or do shit. But that would be funny if you had to like be a speaker to get it. No, it's cooler than that though.
Well, you're looking dapper, I should say. Even without the shave this morning, you look great, Gifted. You guys look great at home. I know you do. Just watching us here, we got a lot to touch on today in a abbreviated episode. So we're out in the next 30 minutes, but we wanted to see your beautiful faces. We wanted to hear what you guys had to say about the current market conditions. A lot of that being Blur. Is Blur killing NFTs? I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. But that's what we're going to discuss today. Also, a huge thank you, just from the bottom of my heart, I just want to thank the SEC and Chairman Gensler for protecting us from the evil overlords at Coinbase. Today, Coinbase launched their international exchange. So Coinbase is moving offshore. Not totally, but they're moving away from the US a little bit. This didn't exist even a month ago. So the Coinbase International Exchange has opened, I believe, out of Bermuda, if I'm not mistaken. They're going to offer Bitcoin and Ethereum perpetual futures settled in USDC with up to 5x leverage to institutional clients in eligible jurisdictions outside of the U.S. Key point there, outside the U.S. Do you feel safe, Gifted? Do you feel protected from all the evildoers? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry about that. No, I feel the opposite. I feel like the SEC is not protecting the US and our future and our interests at all, or, supporting business, business friendly. I feel like they're anti-innovation, right? That's how I feel. I feel like they're anti-innovation. I feel like being somebody who's trying to exist and build in this new Wild West with this new technology, that there's a target on my back, target on all of our backs. So I feel so unprotected that I'm actually, for the first time in my life, considering, should I leave the US? Should I pull a Coinbase?
You said this on the GM Web3 show yesterday, and I was like, where in the world would Gifted lie? And this is a real thing now?
I don't know.
Am I behind? Am I like laggy today?
I don't know. You look great to me. Where in the world should gift egg go? Let us know in the chat. I don't know the best place. I need to talk to Biggie Poppins a little bit more, maybe.
That's facts.
Shout out Biggie wherever you are in the world, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Always miss you. I don't have the answer yet, but I know that I'm going to start looking. I'm going to start, just dipping my toes into some other waters and seeing what else is out there.
Dipping your feet picks into that.
Yeah, getting all kinds of new feet pics. That's right.
All right. Hey, I want to shout out the chat really quick. Prodigy saying he doesn't like Gabriel Haynes, which is a shocker. I like the guy a lot, but I can see
how
why
could you not like him?
Much.
Did you see his performance at ETH Denver? I mean, how could you not like the guy?
Yeah, that was.
Have you heard his vocals, his live vocals?
You got me on that one. I'll say that. Yeah. So let me get back to the chat. Nox Darkness saying OVOT. Good to see you guys. Easy and Crypto's here early. So again, guys, we're doing it a little early today. We'll be here for like the next, probably 30, 45 minutes. And Prodigy saying pull a Kagi and move to Mexico or some shit. Hey, Kagion's living his best life. I will tell you that.
I'm thinking the next trip might be Mexico City. I've heard good things.
Yeah, that's not a bad choice whatsoever. All right, this is the episode today. So is Blur bad with a big old Chucky coin there? And that's at the heart of the question. Like, is Blur killing NFTs? Is Blur bad or good for the space? Obviously it's like all over the map, all over the spectrum. The one thing I will say, like, not even talking about like good or bad, I think there's a lot of interest right now and a lot of activity around what Blur's doing, which is cool to see. Like, the timeline's lit up and people are talking and there seems to be at least some type of activity. I know it's doom and gloom, but there's still activity and it feels like everyone's kind of excited one way or the other. Pepe and Blur coin, obviously we're going to touch on those. Coinbase International Exchange we just did.
And you forgot P-Hub, my guy.
I could not forget P-Hub here. So we're going to touch on P-Hub. Phantom Wallet is going multi-chain. So we're also going to cover that wallet going multi-chain, going to Ethereum. They've primarily been on Solana. I think they have a bunch of different offerings now. So we're going to jump into that trailer that they just launched. And Andy James, or Andy Butler on YouTube, as one would say.
Yeah, which
My
is
dad
it?
Got a call midway.
Which is it? Which is it, Andy? It was very convenient that you got your call right there when Nifty Q was putting you to task and disagreeing with you, Andy. I was really excited to actually get some head-to-head action between, Q and Andy going, but Andy mysteriously got a call right at that moment. But no, shout out to you, friend. It's a little weird. No, I was happy. Always happy to see you here. And also, let's take a quick moment just to remind everybody of our favorite.
We should.
Our
really
favorite
should.
disclaimer. It's because it's important, not just for you, but for us, for everybody's safety here. This is not financial advice, and information was found publicly on the interwebs. Opinions shared on this episode are solely of the Web3 team. All information is public domain, so please do your own research, DYOR, because we are not financial advisors, and we are not responsible for your bags.
I'm only responsible for my bags, and that doesn't go well.
We are all failing miserably at that right now. I'm just sitting here watching Pepe Coin waiting to get back in, but now I'm actually watching P-Hub, so I don't know.
You're gonna need to explain that one to me here in a second, guys. I'm sharing out this link right now. Again, this is the episode today that we are going to get into. I'm going to drop that in the chat for y'all. If you can give that a like, if you can comment, that would help us get the word out. I know we're starting a little early, so it's going to take a moment for people to realize that and then jump in. Otherwise, we will get going here in just a second. We'll probably do an NFT GO Bag Check early, GIF. That's what we should do. Just an early NFT GO Bag Check.
Should we?
Didn't sound like it. You tell me. This is the 30-minute episode. What are we getting into next? I got Phantom Wallet tied up. I know we want to hit Blur. I guess we could. You want to give this a watch?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Would you look at that? A company innovating and creating new products and just really just pushing our space forward. Wouldn't you love to see that across the board? That would be amazing. What if we had those type of announcements every single day instead of Pepe PP? You're muted, Gift.
Bro, what do you have against Pepe PP? Oh yeah, wait, no, they're awful. Yeah, no, that's fair. Look, they are absolutely just directly targeting MetaMask here. They know there's people not happy with the status quo over here, and they know there's an opportunity to innovate and create a better, superior product and experience. And yeah, most people have always liked the Phantom UI. I mean, it's been a popular wallet. It's got a pretty sleek interface. It's, you know, the experience is pretty solid. So if you can make it better, make it cross chain, so you only need one wallet. I don't know. I do have a Phantom wallet already set up. Maybe I start using that more.
So you have a Phantom wallet on MetaMask set up, right? Or not MetaMask, Ethereum set up right now, and not Solana?
No, not on ETH, but I just have it already installed, and I've got a Solana wallet, so why not just start playing with it and see?
Baby.
Look, MetaMask, the only thing at this point keeping me interested in you is a possible airdrop. So I'm just saying, when Mask Token, let me know, because
this problem before.
Why wouldn't I switch if they've got a better experience? You know what I mean? I've already got it installed, so.
Okay. All right. Well, we're sitting here at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, 11 a.m. Eastern or Pacific. This is the time we do it pretty much every day. So if those of you that got 15 minutes extra bonus time with Gifted and FTQ, you're welcome. Otherwise, we're getting started here right now and going to go for about another 20, 30 minutes. We should have a good one here. We've got a lot to touch on, mainly Blur. And Andy James is saying, Q, let's do a head-to-head day. That sounds like a heavyweight battle there. That sounds like George Foreman and Muhammad Ali right there.
Thought you were going to say it sounds like a lot of head. But y'all, if you haven't already, smash the like. Do it, because we're only here for a short time and a good time. We're not here for a long time today. Is the point? Smash the like for your point. Nifty Q over here, looking amazing.
We can. My Stars have a game. I think it's tonight. I don't know if it's tonight or tomorrow, but the Stars are in the Western Conference semis.
I don't understand your fixation with Dallas sports teams. You're not from Texas.
My whole family's from Texas. So when you're in the military, So when you're in the military as a kid, I know a lot of you non-military dependents out there don't know this, but you move every 2 to 3 years. So you don't really ever have an actual like home base that you can call home. So essentially, you either pick or choose where you're from, or I ended up in Virginia, so Virginia's my home, but Texas is where my majority of my family's from. So. Been a Dallas Cowboy fan my whole life, which hurts immensely. So I haven't been a Stars fan for that long, though. I recently became a Stars fan, so you got me there, Gifted.
Look, everybody has a bandwagon or two that they like to hop on. I'm not gonna.
Who do y'all have Lakers game 1? Gift, there's no delay coming through on my end. It feels like there might be.
No, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Seems good.
Who do y'all got game 1, Lakers or Warriors? This is a heavyweight matchup here. Gifted, you should get over to it's not called Staples Center anymore, is it? It's probably called like what, Crypto.com Arena? It's probably called FTX Arena still.
Come on. It's Crypto.com Arena.
Okay.
And
you catch
look, as I did live in the Bay for a year and a half, but as a longtime LA Los Angelian, what's the right term? Los Angelino, there it is. I have to go for the Lakers. I have to say Lakers are going to do it. And you know what? I like LeBron. I think he's a good dude, and I'd like to see him. You know what? This might be one of his last seasons. Why not?
I think he said he wanted to play with Bronny, and that's about it. But this isn't ESPN. This is NFT Live, and the biggest...
Oh shit, got confused.
The biggest story in NFTs that we're just about to cover is going to be Blur and Blend. Obviously, the lending protocol just announced by Blur, and I believe the trading and lending and borrowing is already live. So we'll touch on that in just a second. But we do have to get to the NFT GO Bag Check. NFT Go, sponsor for this month's episodes of NFT Live. We love using their platform to track analytics, to track different data, and
it's a
just
new
they're
month.
cool dudes. They're just cool dudes.
It's a new month, but yeah, they are cool dudes.
Didn't we get multiple months? They didn't re-up?
Let's offline this.
Offline this. Okay. Anyways, NFT Go, we love you guys. Appreciate you. Market sentiment. Gifted is what seems like totally unprepared for the 12:45 start. We'll see how the rest of the episode goes. But market sentiment's at 28. 30-day profit and loss. We're still in a bear market, folks. Blue chip index over the last 7 days is rising against ETH, which is good to see. I'm sure that looks the same in USD. Yep, we're getting a little bit of a bump. Any idea? Is this the launch of Blend? This is the launch of Blend?
Yes.
It has to be.
Yeah. Yeah, because everybody's speculating on Azuki's.
Do you think
that's what it is?
There
was 3,000 ETH. There was like 3,000 ETH that went into Azuki like just yesterday because of Blend. Yeah, so right here, Azuki okay, so launching the peer-to-peer platform Blend, this spurred a lot of activity across key collections, with Azuki coming away as the clear winner of the day, bringing in over 3,000 ETH in sales. So in just one day, Azuki
so
got
folks are
3,000
buying up Azuki to then lend it out. Is that what I'm hearing? So probably the yield.
No, they're hoping. So here's the ARB opportunity. I know you like arbitrage, Q. The idea here is you buy an Azuki, like you borrow money, you borrow ETH to buy an Azuki, so you only have to pay out like 2 ETH or something to buy a 15 ETH asset, right? So you can buy multiple Azuki assets or one for like 2 ETH, borrow the rest, and then if it goes up, then you sell it back and you keep the difference, right?
Yeah, you're leveraged.
But like all of this is you're depending upon high risk JPEGs going up in a bear market. So look, I think what it what it comes down to is a lot of people feel like Azuki might be the next actual competitor to Bored Ape. Like there's not a lot of competitors for Bored Apes right now. There's just not. But a lot of people think Azuki is going to be big. It already is big. So that's it. People are speculating that Azuki has a lot more runway to the upside, even in a bear market. And they're saying, hey, if I can get some of these assets for 1 or 2 ETH and I can flip them in a week or two when it goes up, take the difference. We'll see.
As when I was saying, think the whole thing is getting too blurry. Left me all at sea. And I love the puns. All right, we're gonna get into Blur. Okay, we're gonna get into Blend. I think that you're spot on with a couple of those. The blue chip index again is rising. Market cap and volume though is a little bit flat. Although we saw 1 day of activity, or I guess that's this morning, essentially probably midnight on May 1st. Or May 2nd, that there was a big spike in volume. Not sure what that is. ETH and USD were down on the month, essentially, or at least the week there. It's probably down on the month as well. As I zoom out to 30 days on ETH and USD in market cap and volume. This is an interesting one, man. Let's pull back even to a year. So 3 months, a year. We've again speculated over and over that early Feb, right? This is that volume increase. It's not necessarily doing anything to the overall market cap, but that volume is increasing substantially over the last year, even GIF. Like outside of that other D, which I think this is what that spike is, May 27th on, we haven't seen, which is a full calendar year where we didn't go above a certain amount. And then February 14th, we saw finally a volume that doubled what we saw in May consistently.
Yeah. I mean, this paints an interesting picture looking at this chart, because it looks like there is more volume starting to come in. But again, like most of this is just wash trading or people like degenerates already in the space, just gambling with new tools that, you know, allow them to move faster or sweep, you know, in different ways. It's not actually new, like new wallets. It's not actually mass adoption or anything like that. So it's interesting to see the volume and the rate of movement, you know, the velocity of crypto or JPEGs, if you will, steadily increasing. But I think that that's primarily like technological and behavioral and not, you know, actually about more liquidity coming into the space. It's just moving around more rapidly as people freak out and floor their JPEGs.
The casino is active, but not, I don't know how much people are making money. Andy James, I keep calling him Andy Butler. He says face palm, and then Jimmy Butterworth in the house. Hello, everyone. Hello, Jimmy.
Hello, Jimmy, if that is your real name. I have to say, my favorite quote, you know, we were reading off a bunch of great takes from around the Twitterverse about what's going on with Blend. And my favorite one is from Brian Brinkman, who's saying basically what Blur just did is they put the pawn shop inside the casino, which I just think is like such an excellent way to summarize how they are just targeting the degenerate gambler audience, which again, to be fair, right now in this bear market, that is the majority of the market. That is the main audience right now, right?
Have you ever seen the astronauts outside the Earth pointing a gun at each other? You ever seen that meme? Always has been. You never seen that? Always has been. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it. I think that, you know, this is a giant casino right now, and they're just adding more bells and whistles to make the gambling even more speculative, or just give you more ways to gamble and speculate and leverage. And look, again, I'll say this just right now again. The shitty thing is going to be when like there's a couple success stories, because there will be, to be fair, there will be a few people that do well, that figure out how to leverage this, and they get a little bit lucky with their timing and things actually go up from when they bought in. There will be a handful, or, you know, a few people that do really well with this new tool and make some money. And those people are going to go straight to fucking Twitter and talk about their success story like they're fucking geniuses. Like, it's so easy. Look, I just made a fucking bag. Like, they just primarily got lucky gambling, but a lot of people are going to replicate that and leverage themselves on these extremely speculative and volatile digital assets, and they're going to lose their asses. They're going to go into debt. What's the percentage? 55% annual APY. 55%. That's more than double what most credit card annual interest rate is.
And credit card and annual interest rates are extremely high, like 20%.
Very high.
Like you're getting fucked in the long run. All right, dude, before we get to the Blur lending, because I do want to touch on that here, market cap and volume. I'm going to finish out the bag check. Market cap and volume here, we did see that overall, and then we'll move down here to the collection volumes that we're seeing today. So like Gif was just saying, Azuki, both on the 24-hour and the 7-day, is taking up a majority of the volume, sitting at number 1. Wrapped CryptoPunks number 2 on the 24 hours. Bored Ape Yacht Club, Mutant Apes, Miladies, DeGods, Punks again, Beans Official, Pudgy Penguins, and the Captains are taking out the top 10. And then over the last 7 days, so if we're zooming out just a little bit, Azuki, Mutants, Bored Ape Yacht Club, CryptoPunks, DeGods, Miladies, Doodles, Beans, Captains, Moonbirds. That gives you a little bit, I think, of a look at some of the blue chips that are going to really be around, right? I know that's an easy call. It's low-hanging fruit. But if you looked at most of these outside of the Captains and Miladies, maybe like those are good, but I don't think that they don't have the staying power that you see with, like, I think a Moonbirds is going to do okay. Azuki, Doodles, DeGods, you know, these are going to be around. So
I think you're shortchanging the Captains over here. I don't have a captain. I am not in the Captains. Don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to pump my own bags here. But the captains are part of like Meme Land and 9gag and all that shit, which is like a massive community. I think they have more support and more ecosystem and runway than most projects out there. So like I didn't actually know 9gag is I think based in Asia. I think they actually have a massive like Asia component to their business and their community too. So I think that because the captains is part of that whole meme land 9gag situation, I think it's actually probably going to do a lot better than you're giving it credit for.
Okay, I could be swayed. Here's the trading sizes according to the marketplaces. So obviously, our next topic is going to be Blur. Blur taking up a significant amount of volume, of course. Looks rare, doing half of OpenSea's volume. Even with the wash filter there, they're incentivizing trading, of course, as well. And then on the 7-day, OpenSea has a shit ton more traders than Blur and Blur Aggregator. So you can see the amount of volume that a small amount of traders are doing on Blur and Blur Aggregator. So if you're looking for a light at the end of the tunnel there, if you're not a fan of Blur, OpenSea, again, we covered a bunch, is still doing a primary amount on the active trader side. So good to see. All right, are we hitting it? Is this what we're doing today? Are we hitting the big bad blend here? So if you living under a rock and you don't know what we're talking about, Blur came out yesterday and was basically like, hey, we already have this marketplace that's kind of competing with OpenSea, and I say kind of, but really the number one NFT marketplace according to volume, like we just showed you. Well, they're coming out now and launching a lending protocol that is essentially going to be for borrowing and lending. You can essentially, borrow against your NFT. You can borrow some ETH. You can place your NFT in, custody of a smart contract, and that person can lend you out ETH at a certain APY. So this is sent the NFT space into a flurry. There's already talk again about Blur kind of killing the NFT market as is. So them coming out and saying, hey, guess what? We're going to put, to Gift's point, the pawn shop inside of the casino. Well, that's got everybody up in arms. We got a bunch of tweets to get into, but that is essentially the story again today. Blend, the perpetual lending NFT protocol, is live and getting volume now. So we'll see how they compete with Arcade, with BenDAO, with NFTFi, all of these, incumbents essentially. And we'll see how the contenders kind of come up here and see if they can compete on that sector as well. So, Gif, thoughts on Blend, thoughts on, the space in general dealing with what is essentially another rollout for Blur?
Yeah, I mean, we've already said quite a bit between yesterday and like the early part of the show about it. I think the other side of the token here is that they are innovating. They're providing new tools that are probably just as good or better than a lot of things that exist, and also have the built-in integration within a marketplace. So regardless of whether or not Blur gives a shit about the sustainability of the space, which they don't, and regardless of whether or not a lot of people are going to get absolutely fucking wrecked playing with these tools, which they will, they are at least innovating and creating new tool sets, new financial applications that, again, when things do turn around, it can have the opposite effect. It can actually be gasoline to the upside. So these things, it's just jet fuel. I think that's what you call it, right? It's jet fuel either way the market's going. I think what worries me, especially right now, is the hyper financialization and the jet fuel to the downside, because we are still in a bear market. And a lot of people just, it does feel very predatory. That's, I think, the bad side of it. So the good side is they are innovating, and they're creating new financial applications that can create liquidity and more trading volume and do all the good things that you want in a sustainable or in a healthy market. But it is very predatory, and it feels like they are hyper financializing to a point that may be unhealthy. But we'll see, right? But the predatory part again comes with the fact that you are further financializing these highly speculative assets within a group of degenerate gamblers, many of which are very young people. And you're basically giving them the opportunity to go into extreme debt, speculating on super volatile assets, like some of the riskiest, most volatile assets that have ever been created. Like that's what this is. You know what I mean? This is like okay, so real quick, somebody compared it to like the subprime mortgages in like 2007. Like these are just super speculative assets that people are speculating on.
I really don't like this marketing here that they use. Like I get offering the lending and borrowing services, but for them to come out with this buy now, pay later, and I have another tweet GIF. I don't know if this is true. This comes from Tropo Farmer. He's a known, influencer in the Twitter sphere. There's an Affirm. Is this true? This is on OpenSea. I cannot confirm right now if this is true, if this is only on certain collections, but the ability to, again, not buy the asset outright, but through Affirm would be a hilarious move by OpenSea. I don't know if that's true. My guess is probably not, but it might be. It might be. I mean, that could be OpenSea's answer is like, hey, you don't want to buy this NFT outright, then, do it with Affirm.
I'm sure OpenSea, if they haven't already created a similar product to allow people to finance NFTs on their platform, that they will want to offer some kind of option to do that. If this is becoming, a place to make money, they're not going to just leave Blur to be the only ones offering that service built into a marketplace. It's just like, I don't know, man. We talk a lot about how crypto is inherently financial. But it does seem like right now it's become very unbalanced. Like the development on the collector creative utility side has not kept pace with the financialization right now. And so, especially during this bear market, like most of the innovation that's capturing attention and getting people using it is focused on the trading and the volume still. And so it just seems like we're so far out of whack right now that this just pushes it even further into just a trader's market, financial, a bunch of shit coins. It's not about community. It's not about collecting. It's not about IP. It is purely about making money and trying to find ways to leverage your entire future on, some random fucking JPEGs. Yeah, so it just feels very out of whack to me right now.
Dudis's tweet, Mike Dudis, the former founder of The Block, it says it hits it right on the head. Exactly what you just said. Feels like crypto is financializing everything before finding product market fit for much of anything. And outside of a few collections, you really do see that. You really do see, hey, there's not a lot of people were raising money or continuing their project based on future drops, a secondary a drop, a derivative drop. And once that ran out, the utility was, all right, what are we going to do? We can create an event that you maybe get access to. Like there's all these like product market fit gaps, right? That exist. Ironically, Blur is creating a little bit of utility for those NFTs.
Well, they are the ones that have created a product market fit, and that's why it's taking on better than any of the other shit right now, right? Pretty much the only ones lately that have found a product market fit is Blur, and that's why it's sucking up so much of the attention and the focus. But yeah, shout out Jimmy McFly over here doing an excellent job trolling us in the comments. We appreciate it. Marty McButterworth, thank you for hanging out with us today.
Premier Collections here are getting some lending points as well. So we speculated on this again. They came out with it and said lending points if it replaced listing points on Punks, Azuki, Milady's, and are now visible. Select collections will still receive 2x points. All other will get 1x points. So this is interesting, GIF, because listing, I believe, had some negative side effects, right? Like people were spoof listing, essentially. Wasn't that like how a lot of people got wrecked on Blur? Was like they were listing just to get the Blur points, and there was a lot of fake listings and all of these things. So maybe the removal of listings and putting those onto lending can help a little bit with the volatility or the fake and spoof bids that are happening there on Blur.
Yeah, I don't know how the fake listings works, really. That's not something I really understand.
So you could potentially list, right, your NFTs and get, based on that, you could gain points. So even you can essentially manipulate floors by listing as well as bidding. So you're the supply side.
But
basically.
I thought the way that it worked is that you had to list near the floor though, or something, to actually get rewarded for it. But yeah, maybe I didn't understand it fully. I mean, look, this is like, I mean, you got to give, like, okay, I don't like giving Blur credit because, again, I don't necessarily think that their virtues align with mine, and I don't think that they're necessarily healthy for the space long term, but they are like doing a really good job at like gamifying this whole thing and like, creating all these different new mechanics for people to play with. They've created a whole fucking ecosystem of gambling that's obviously like, innovative and addicting in its own ways. So you've got to at least shout them out for being like the best, the most interesting casino right now.
I think it's a little off-putting to a lot of people to understand that, maybe NFTs right now are more of a financial asset than a utility or a collector's asset. And that's what's happening. So I think we say gambling in a very like memey way, but really these are just financial products that are used in the stock market and the equities market. Like these are essentially financial products. You can call them gambling, but to the same extent that financial products that offer the same type of leverage and the same type of lending and borrowing for equities and commodities that exist in our stock market. Like they're just financial products.
I mean, people that trade on leverage and, trade options and all that type of shit on, high risk, high return stocks. Yeah, it is all gambling. Like again, I'm starting to come to this POV that everything's a fucking Ponzi scheme. I've been saying that more and more now, but I really feel that way. Like the more that I see the way that people just like play with these different, and obviously like I understand that, like a company like Microsoft has actual underlying like I understand that, you know what I mean? Like I get like when you've got a legitimate company and a legitimate product behind a financial instrument, that like there's at least something underwriting that has real value. I get all that, but I'm also just starting to like understand how much of the world is literally built
Speculation.
on speculation and hyping things up and just image, right? It's what I don't what's the word I'm trying to think of, but it's just like convincing
The narrative.
people the perception of value, the narrative that creates that perception of value. Like I'm really starting to just feel like so much of the world trades on perceived value, and if that perception changes, like
dude, what's wild? Because you're hitting on something interesting, and we do have to run here in like the next 10 minutes, give or take. But it's funny because guys like Warren Buffett, who have always traded on, I believe, P&E ratios, right? Like price to earning ratios, like really strong. They've been left in the dust over the last, like if you look at their performance over the last 15 to 20 years, maybe in the realm of like high frequency trading, and a lot of I don't know if high frequency trading has anything to do with this stuff, but definitely maybe social media has moved it into an atmosphere where it's not just P&E. You know what I mean? Because you can definitely say that like NFTs do not trade on price to earn ratios. Like that's how many products in NFTs actually make money? Like there's a lot of questions that you're digging up that are right.
Well said. And yo, if you haven't already, fam, go ahead and smash that like for us. It really makes a difference. Gets this awesome content that we are producing for free on a daily basis out to more people. So hook us up, help us out, smash that like. We appreciate it a ton when you do. Yeah, short episode today, but I'm glad we got it in.
It's funny that we're like 40 minutes and it feels like we're shutting it off in 5 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like such a short episode, and 40 minutes later, you're like, this is a normal episode for anybody else. Hey, we had an interesting piece here that came up last minute. Franklin is bored. This account essentially came back to life. And then Franklin, I believe, shut it down as a scam. Like, there's been multiple now tweets back and forth, I believe, that have come back. So let me make sure I've got. Yeah. So again, this comes back to like this Franklin is bored account. So there is somebody, I believe, impersonating him, but he had to actually come back. Here it is. GM, there's an impersonator who claims to be me announcing my return, so block and report them. Yes, I have obviously logged back on, but it's just to post this tweet from the actual account. My account isn't suspended. I have chosen to stay away from Twitter and NFTs and will need to reactivate within 30 days to keep this account. Yada, yada, yada. So I guess like a dormant account came back that belonged to him.
It's Franklin Seaboard, not Isboard.
Got it. The first one was?
That one, Franklin Seaboard.
Well, no, this says Franklin.
No, he's pointing. He's pointing. I'm saying the one he's pointing to.
Oh, Franklin's.
That's the difference.
Okay.
Franklin's E-board.
Okay, well, It prompted his response here. So it was enough to get him to come back and be like, someone's impersonating me. I'm going to stay away from NFTs. I've turned off replies to this post. So it looks like he's staying away right now. But I mean, it was relevant enough. I mean, we saw a tweet from Franklin. He's been AFK for since the last 2 or 3 weeks.
I guess it's news. Do we really care at this point? I mean, I don't know, man. He's a big dude in the space. I know. Like, I mean, I think weren't you the one? Like, who's the one that's been talking about the guy's not a genius. He got lucky early and then was gambling. He was a degenerate gambler and he fucking lost his ass. Like, do we really care that much about what this guy's doing on a day-to-day basis to keep highlighting him? I don't know, man. I have nothing against him personally, but
yeah, I don't care for him. We're covering the NFT space, so I'm just like, hey,
that's fair.
This actually came up. The post has like 100,000 impressions and a lot of fucking replies.
Yeah, I feel like this is where we cross over into like TMZ, though. You know what I mean?
I guess
it's like the Twitter paparazzi got a glimpse of Franklin.
Okay, all right. I guess I got called out there for my choice of story here. But folks, we do have to run. I'm too hurt by this accusation here, so I do have to shut down the episode. Thank you guys for tuning in, guys. Again, 45 minutes. It feels like we're shutting it off way early here, and we just got almost a full show in. So. I appreciate you guys showing up. We did touch on Blur. I think we'll continue to touch on Blend a little bit as the week goes on. Do we have anything tomorrow? Any topic tomorrow that you want to hit on?
I mean, I'm hoping Franklin walks back out of his hidey hole for a minute so we can talk about that. Does he
all right.
see his shadow or does he not?
Oh, okay. All right. How does this come back to? I was the one that initially hated the dude. So, anyways, all right.
I think it would be cool.
The short episode. What's up?
I think it would be cool to do a solid Yuga show and catch up on everything happening in the Yuga ecosystem because I haven't been paying enough attention. Thank you, Nifty Q, for everything you do, especially for sending me back my heavy metal that I never thought I was going to see again. I appreciate that.
Where does that come from? Yes. Okay.
Smash it. I was gonna smash it.
I was gonna ruin our relationship for $1,000. I think that's what that was gonna say. Might be worth a little bit more. It is a night, so maybe.
I mean,
maybe. Send that back.
Send that back. Yeah. So.
All right, folks. We'll see you tomorrow. Again, sorry about the short episode, but we will be back tomorrow on the GM Web3 Morning Show. We'll be back on NFT Live again at the standard time, 1 p.m. Thank you so much. Our vibe, our tribe.